Welcome, welcome, Marike Stassar. It is so good to have you here for this special Life After Trauma interview series for Ask the Author. Welcome.
Thank you, Andrea. Thank you.
I am so in awe of you. When I met you earlier this year in Spain, you just have this radiance, this light, and this power. And what was so striking about the first time you picked up the microphone,
Yeah, I remember.
you remember? Yeah, how
Yeah.
could you forget, right? You were like, I'm scared of speaking, this public speaking thing, but I want to speak. And I'm sitting there going, she doesn't look like she's afraid. She's got so much power and so much energy, and I could really feel your heart. So I just want to thank you for sharing your story in this book, because being able to share your story and be open and vocal, I know is going to help other people have some light in their midst of darkness.
It was really a blessing for me to share the story. It helped me as well as I hope it will help other people. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And that's really what this whole project is about. It's about breaking the silence, because I feel so many of us experience trauma in our lives, and because of shame or guilt or fear of judgment, we do stay silent. And it's speaking up for ourselves is healing for us, but it can also help other people heal.
Yes, definitely. And I really had to urge a lot of guilt and shame myself when it happened, and that's more than 30 years ago. I didn't dare to tell anyone, and I just thought, well, I'll put it all behind me and just move on. But it caught up on me again and again without knowing what was happening. And that's why it's so important that we share, and because people will start recognizing what's happening in their lives. And also the more you share, I don't know, it opens up something inside yourself, and it's really healing. Yeah.
It is. Well, let's bring our audience up to speed. You open up the chapter in Life After Trauma talking about an event that changed your life. So
Yes.
it was 30 years ago. And the reason why I know it's a very delicate subject, but the reason I am grateful to you and I want to have this conversation is because a few years ago when I was working on a book project, I found many people who had experienced something similar, and it blocked them so much that they never found that happy life after the trauma. And I want people to know that there is. So take us back to the event that changed your life.
Yeah, I love to take you back. I was 18 years old, and I just finished high school, and I have to say I've had a really happy childhood with really loving parents, and so I grew up in a very safe surrounding. So maybe I was a bit naive as well. I don't know. I was just very pure still. I mean, nothing bad had happened in my life. And I was really looking forward to start studying in the big city, as I call it. I was moving out from my parents for the first time. But first I was going on holidays, and I was so looking forward to it. It was really the first time on my own, and I had a friend with me. But I mean, there was really something really dramatic happened. I was raped, just to put it blunt and short. And I mean, there's a lot of talk about this now. It comes up more and more. But I mean, more than 30 years ago, there wasn't talk about rape, at least not in the Western world. And I really kept it to myself because I thought it was me who initiated it or who somehow provoked it. And of course, that isn't true. But yeah, I didn't know better, really. Yeah.
And so you didn't even tell your parents?
No. Although I had a very loving relationship with my parents, but yeah, I felt it was my fault, and it's something I had to deal with myself. And so I moved to another city where I didn't even have my own doctor, and I mean, I didn't have anyone to share it with either. So I really kept it inside, and I thought mentally, I'm just going to put it beside me and just move on. I mean, I started basically a new life in a new surrounding, so other things kept me busy.
Exactly.
But,
So you went
Sorry.
on to university, and you just plowed ahead, keeping all of that bottled up inside of you.
Yes, that's exactly what I did. Yeah, and I thought I had just moved on, but my life changed there and then, and I didn't realize it until 30 years later. Just think about it, 30 years later, and so.
Yeah, 30 years of carrying that, in in the recovery community, a lot of people say that we're only as sick as our secrets.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
when we're not willing to share, we don't get to heal. And in fact, many people look outside of themselves to find some source of happiness, which I know is part of, your underlying belief system. And you say that if we keep looking outside, whether it's a job or getting a career or a degree or having kids, then that actually makes us even more vulnerable, right?
Yes. You totally disempower yourself. You give your power away to whatever is important for you to give you happiness. So if it's a job, then if something happens in your job, then, I mean, your emotions are at stake. And that's really the process I've been going through. I needed a stable relationship to make me happy. I needed to feel loved, needed to feel worthy in a relationship. But it made me so vulnerable because whenever my partner was leaving me or was just angry with me, I got totally depressed.
Right.
And it just got worse and worse and worse over time. But I didn't know there was a connection, about looking for love outside of myself, that it was connected to what happened when I was 18. And I really tried to help myself. I was so geared up really to find help, and I really knocked on every door, and I read so many books, but I didn't get the help that I needed. It wasn't long-lasting help until something happened, which I also share in my book.
Yeah, which is remarkable. So you went through these periods of marriage, divorce, all of these things, the big career, you were really successful, got your PhD, all these things, all that outward success. And then there was this mystical vision.
Yes, I never thought I would have it.
I know, right?
Yes.
So tell us about that.
It's really at my low. I really hit rock bottom. I was so depressed. I was a single mom with 2 small kids, and I just had to surrender. I didn't know anymore. Like I said, I knocked on every door, and I didn't get the help I needed. And there was then one evening I was standing under the shower, just washing my tears away because I didn't want my kids to see my tears. And then I had a vision. I never have visions. I never had anything of the kinds. But I saw there and then there was a man dressed in white, and he gave me a key, and it was the key to my heart.
Wow.
And I really didn't know what that meant. And I thought, okay, that's nice. And I just moved on with my life. And until 3 months later, it just happened to be like that. I met that man, and he gave me this smile of recognition. And I mean, he's helped me so much. It's incredible. So I was really meant to meet him, and he gave me so many tools and healing. He's a spiritual healer, a spiritual teacher. And I've been really following his advice to the letter, I would say. And that's where my healing process started, really. It was really a change,
I think it's remarkable. You say in your chapter that he looked at you and he said, what did he say? Don't look for love, be love.
Yeah, don't want love, be love. You are love. And I thought, well, yes, I knew it was true, but I sort of couldn't grasp it because I was so addicted, I would say, to love, to be loved by someone else. And that has been my journey, really, to get my power back, because I totally disempowered myself by giving basically my emotions away to someone else. So,
And so what do you think was the biggest thing for you? Was it meeting him and doing this spiritual practice that you were able to make peace with the past, what happened in the past, and to really get into the sense of self-love?
That was definitely the first step, and I've been doing it for years. I was very disciplined because I felt it helped me really to keep myself standing every day, because I got up totally depressed. Every morning I was depressed, getting out of bed, and I didn't know why, because I didn't have the understanding then. But I knew I would meditate, do my practices, and I would be good for the day at least, my breathing exercises. So it was really one step, but what made it even, deeper, more lasting, was really also understanding why I was reacting and acting the way I did, because that part I still didn't have when I met my spiritual teacher. And that's when I started studying NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. So then I understood what the brain is actually doing. You know, it's like a filter for whatever you experience, but it's filtered through your previous experiences, and that's how you interpret certain things, and that's why you get certain feelings and so on. So when I really started getting that in combination with really connecting to the love inside, that was really the healing process for me. Really powerful. Yeah.
It sounds like it. I mean, I think that there is something that has to click intellectually.
Yes.
But it doesn't stop there. And I know a part of your work is really about moving from the head to the heart, right?
Exactly. Yes. And then to your essence. And that has been my last step, which really completed the healing. And that's finding out, okay, but what did I came here to do on earth? You know, I have a purpose, a gift to be shared. And that's really for me, you know, once I moved from the head, understanding why I did the things I did. Yeah. And also knowing how to change them, because there are a lot of tools out there that can make that mental shift, but then move to the heart, forgiving myself, loving myself, and taking really my power back to myself, because I'm more than this body. I'm not my thoughts. I'm not my emotions. I'm a soul in a human experience. And then take it to my essence. So what did I came here to do? And really use that as a compass in my life. And that made all the difference, really.
And that's what you're teaching now. You have this 3-step empowerment process to help anyone really reclaim that power. And you say it starts with that self-awareness. I love it.
Yeah. And I know there's a way out from suffering. And although when I was really at my deepest suffering level, I thought I would never get rid of it. But I mean, I can't even remember how it was. You see, I remember it, but it's like a totally different life. Yeah. Because once you come out on the other side, I mean, it's a learning in everything you've been through. And afterwards, and I know that's really difficult for people now that are in the middle of a suffering, afterwards you will see that it's actually a blessing you've been given, because there's so much wisdom in it. It's incredible. It really makes you wake up to who you really are and what you have to offer to the world. It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, such powerful words. And that's why I say I'm in awe, because the idea of getting past our traumas, getting to that place of forgiveness for ourselves, forgiveness for the perpetrators or whoever in the world may have hurt us, but then being able to say, oh my gosh, all of those past experiences were so rich with lessons that I can actually look at it as a blessing, which for me is like that true sign of spiritual maturity. When you recognize, And
I know it's difficult to understand when you're not there, you know, when you're really suffering. And I just want for those people to know that there's several methods out there. I mean, there's people now that the co-authors in this book, they share these different methods basically that have helped them go through it. So and I'm really geared up. I'm really on a mission here to help people overcome their suffering and really start living their authentic self, basically. Yeah.
Yes, we are on a similar mission.
Yes.
And so, do you believe that you will, as you told me and told the whole audience in Alicante, Spain, will public speaking be part of you sharing this message and this mission?
Definitely. I really feel like a teacher, and I never thought I would be. Yeah. So I really want to go out there because I want to help many people. It's a book is one thing to reach a bigger audience, because I know there's so many people waiting for help, because I needed help and I didn't know where to find it. And so it's so important that we share our story, that we share our wisdom with other people, and just also for inspiration, you know, that they get lifted there and then, and the wisdom will sink in, and they will use it at a later time. Yeah. So it will definitely be part of my path. Yes.
Yes, I'm so excited for you. So excited to watch that part come to life. And so, folks, you can connect with Marike online. She's at marikestassar.com. And I understand that you're also going to be hosting workshops so people can experience your 3-step process and really let it sink in for their healing, right?
Yes. So now in January, I have a retreat coming up with Caroline Hoek, which is an author, also an author of the same book and of the Magic and Miracles book.
Yes.
And we really complement each other. And it's really a blessing that we came together and do this retreat. And just check it out on Facebook, which is also Marike Stassar. And all the details will be there. So I really look forward to helping people.
Yeah. Oh, you're such a gift to this world. And I support you 100%. I want you to know that. And I know that so many people are going to be blessed, as you have already been. Like, I can see how your healing is real. I think, we had a discussion about whether it's good for people to keep telling their story, because you don't want to live in the pity party. But the reason that this book is so important is for people to recognize that by sharing your story, you do take back your power, you gain perspective, you can heal, and then you move forward. It's not about staying stuck, right?
No, definitely not. No, I totally agree with you. Yeah. And that's why I'm so grateful to be able to share my story in this format, really. I hope it reaches many, many people.
I know that it will. Yeah. So, Marike Stassar, thank you so very much, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
I wish you continued success. And for those who would like to connect with her, as she said, you can catch her on Facebook and Instagram, Marike Stassar. You can also visit myliferewritten.com to read her author bio and check out all of the other authors as well. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. Did you enjoy that interview? I sincerely hope so. If you did, please click that like button and share this video with someone else who needs to be reminded that you are stronger than you think and there is a happy life for you after trauma. You can check out all of the author bios by visiting myliferewritten.com, and some of them have even provided some free gifts like PDFs and audio downloads, so be sure to connect with them online. If you or somebody that you know has experienced something in life and they've gotten over it, they are a true champion of resilience, then check out the publishing options at makeyourmarkglobal.com. And we just might feature you or somebody you know in one of our upcoming books. Until we meet again, my friend, please remember that you are a gift to this world. So share your presence with passion. Much love.